Hey everyone, C. Wilson here. I know I've talked about the best art apps for Samsung Galaxy and Android tablets, but now let's talk about the best animation apps for Samsung Galaxy and Android tablets. First on my list, in no particular order, is FlipaClip, a more traditional based animation app. It does raster images and not vector images, and the app is free, but it limits you up to 3 layers, while if you do go pro and pay for that, you get up to 10 layers. FlipaClip also supports pressure sensitivity stylus support for the Samsung Galaxy S Pen or the Sonar Pen. The thing with FlipaClip is that it's simply non-complex. It's not overwhelming and it's simple. It makes you have an easy workflow. You simply choose your resolution and the frames per second you want to work with and you begin to draw. There's nothing in the way, it's not clutter. You can easily go in there. Touch interface is pretty good, responsive as well. Layers are able to be added on top of one another as well for your animation folder, and you can do the copy and paste to ensure that you can extend or hold the frame for 1, 2, or 3 or even more frames. They even give you the ability to be able to choose between backgrounds that they've pre-made for you, or of course you can always create your own. Audio files can be added with little to no hassle at all, and its simplicity is charming if you ask me. It's more inviting to get your work done in FlipaClip. It is still raster based and it does not support vector, meaning that you won't be able to blow up the image and see those jaggy edges because it doesn't support vector, but being simple, easy to go for anyone can understand, from beginners all the way to the pros. Now, the one thing that does get in this way can sometimes be that simplicity. You're unable to create an archive of parts to make it easier to break down smaller parts of an animation. And then the other knock that I have to give to them is the Android version isn't up to date as well as its iOS counterpart. iOS has a few new features and optimization as well as the dark mode, which isn't present on the Android version at all. Other than those cons that I can name, summing it up, FlipaClip is one of the best raster-based animation apps on Samsung Galaxy and Android tablets, and I can easily recommend from anyone from, just like I said before, from beginners all the way to the pros, and you'll have a blast learning how to use FlipaClip. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and fast forward the video or speed it up a little bit more so you can see the process and just see my first rough pass that I do, or second rough pass. But it's not the final product, it's just roughs that I'm drawing, showing how the animation workflow works in that specific program. Next is one of my favorite apps, ClipStudio Paint. And since it's available for Android, the other thing that it has going for it besides being a very good drawing app is the fact that it's an animation powerhouse, at least in my opinion. It even supports vector drawing, meaning you can enlarge your drawings with no pixelation. Now, when you're creating your animations, you do have to understand kind of what you're looking at, because it can be a tad overwhelming looking at the menu for creating your animation. There are no restraints on resolution, and best of all, you can create many animation folders, thus allowing you to create many rough pass folders and add background images. Since the timeline is there as well and present right in front of you, it makes it very easy to pinpoint what you're animating, delete frames and add frames, and even hold frames. And once again, I'll state, ClipStudio Paint is one of my favorite and my go-to. Many of my works are done in ClipStudio Paint. My character drawings that I've done are all in ClipStudio Paint. And the only problem that I continue to have with ClipStudio Paint is the struggle with audio. When you import the audio, it has to be converted to a specific file, and then once converted and added into your scene on your timeline, there's no scrubbing. So when you're trying to sync the character's voice or even trying to match a certain background sound or aesthetic, it doesn't allow you to kind of hear that. So you have to just press play and pause just to kind of hear what it sounds like. The only other problem that I'll continue to say is the subscription-based model is not good in my personal opinion, especially for those of us who own the desktop version. I simply believe we should be able to carry over our license over to the Android version or choose to have it activated on the desktop version as well, since the features are pretty much exactly the same and there's no difference between the actual programs from the app on iOS and Android and the app for Windows and Mac. With that said, I'll do like I did previously and speed up the video until we get to the next program. Now, the last program on my list is an additional one for me, Critta. Critta is something I typically don't use, especially since it's in a very buggy state when it first came over to Android. But now that some of the bugs are slowly being ironed out, it's slowly but surely rising to the top of my animation apps for Android tablets, and it also supports vector animation. The UI is a tad cluttered when it comes to the tablet experience. A lot of the interfaces pushed together and not streamlined for touch. But the brushes, even the pencil, just feel great to draw with. It is best to create a blank canvas instead of using the preset animation template unless you understand how to use their animation templates. And since the UI isn't optimized for tablet experience, you have to develop your own workflow to get things properly adjusted to your liking by understanding Dockers and where the animation tools are even hidden at, especially finding the timeline. These are things I let pass because it's a free app that's still in beta. If you're familiar with the desktop version, it may be easier for you to make that transition to using the app on Android. All the tools are there for you to create excellent animation. But as I did state, it is still in a buggy situation. For exporting my animation, I couldn't do it because it kept failing on me each and every time. Supposedly you can export it as an image sequence and that can help, but that kind of sucks, and I'm really hoping that they fix that so this could be an even better app and basically be the standard just like it is on desktop. Now, with that being said, I'm going to let the video go ahead and play out, as I've done previously. Hey everyone, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, drop a comment. What's your favorite animation app for Samsung Galaxy and Android tablets? These were mine, and all this is strictly based on my own personal opinion. And peace.